Inside the extension group in your project navigator, you'll see a new file called info.plist. You have one for your app too, and in fact all apps have one. That plist, which is short for property list, contains metadata about apps and extensions, what language it is, what version number it is, and so on. For extensions, this plist also describes what data you're willing to accept and how it should be processed. If I open up now, we can look inside our plist editor. You'll see NS extensions here. If I open that up, inside there we'll see extension attributes, our storyboard file, and identifier. Inside the attributes, we'll see activation rule, make it slightly bigger perhaps, icon name, touch bar item, bar icon name, and more. All here, all configurable by us. Now right now, what we care about is this line here. NS extension activation rule set to true predicate. What it means is this extension will work with any kind of data being shared from any extension compatible app, which is not what we want. Instead of having just all things, we want to say only if we have a web page being shared with us. So I'm going to change this string here to be a dictionary. And you'll see a new disclosure arrow open up here. Open that up, then press plus inside there. And we can now customize how this activation rule should work. Now this needs to be an exact name, so please type it very carefully. We're going to type NS extension activation supports web page with max count. So again, NS extension activation supports web page with max count. Got to be exactly that in order to work correctly. For its value, please enter 1. We want to accept a maximum of 1 web page for our extension to work correctly. Adding this value to the dictionary means we only want to receive web pages. We aren't interested in images or other data types. Now select the line NS extension attributes. We're going to add a new attribute to there. Press plus and name this thing NS extension JavaScript pre-processing file. Again, it's exactly right. NS extension JavaScript, capital J, capital S, pre-processing file. Exactly like that. I'll give this thing a string value of action. Boom. This tells iOS that when our extension is called, we need to run a JavaScript pre-processing file called action.js, which will be in our app bundle. You must type action here, not action.js, because iOS will append the .js itself. This is exactly how your layout should look. We have extension attributes, inside there our pre-processing file, then activation rule, inside there our web page with max count of 1. I said action.js will be in our bundle rather than is in our bundle, because of course we haven't created the file yet. So we're going to do that thing right now. If we right click over here on the info plist file, we can choose new file. I want to look for in here the other category at the bottom and choose empty from that list. Press next, then name this thing action.js, just like that. You'll see it by default, it's inside our extension group and our extension target, which is what we want. So press create, and hopefully it'll appear here in the left-hand bar inside our extension group. And now we've got to write a small amount of JavaScript, not a lot, and we'll come back to it more shortly, but just enough code to make this thing work. Now this is a course all about Swift, not about JavaScript, so I'm afraid I don't intend to explain really what most of this code does. First, we'll make a new variable called action, which itself is a function with nothing inside. We'll then add some methods to that by saying action.prototype is an open brace. Inside there, we're going to say there's one function called run, which is a function that takes some parameters, and another function called finalize, which is another function, takes some sort of parameters, open and close brace. Then we'll end the action prototype and wrap that up in a new variable called extension preprocessing.js. We'll say var extension preprocessing.js is a new action. So there's lots of code here to make a new action type, attach some functionality to it, and then send that back as a variable called extension preprocessing.js. I realize, and I have no nice way of saying this, this is all very exact code. This is exactly how Apple needs it to be. It really isn't ideal. It's kind of messy. It's very, very precise to get it exactly right. One typo here in the plist just doesn't work anymore, which is very annoying. I apologize. But this is just how Apple needs it to be. There is no magic way around this, I'm afraid. What we do care about is that there are two functions inside our custom action type. One is called run and one is called finalize. This first one, run, that's called before your extensions run. And the other is called finalize, is run after it's been run. Now, Apple expects the code to be exactly like this, so don't change it other than to fill in the run and finalize functions with me as we proceed in this project. Now, even now, after all this hacking around with precise strings, your extension still isn't ready to run. And again, I can only apologize. I did tell you it was complicated. Now, all being well, this action.js file should be copied into your bundle as a resource during the build phase. If that isn't the case, we can find out now. We can go to our project up here, choose our extension, then go to build phases and have a look for it. We should see inside copy bundle resources, action.js there. That means it's not going to try and build the JS as source code. It'll just copy in for the app to use at runtime.